Mr. Denzel Thorpe, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, members of the Diplomatic Corps, executive directors of agencies, representatives from various organizations, good morning. I often get into trouble with my staff, and including the town clerk. We sit in here, this is the town clerk, the chief executive officer of the city of Kingston, of the municipality of Kingston and St. Andrew. I've just gotten in some trouble with him because they figure that I'm too creative with when I'm delivering a speech, that I don't come with something well typed. Sometimes I have this. And that's kind of creative. But I say I was just listening when Mr. Yuri spoke about design. And it just came to me about that, for me personally, all over the universe we see design. And so there is not, and design is built into the imagination. So there is no randomness about this. It is designed. But just to start, for us in the city of Kingston, we really want to create a generation of young persons, a generation of Kingstonians who see with the imagination through their eyes. Because we don't believe that we can be the center, which we intend to be, the center of commerce and culture in the Caribbean, if we don't create that generation of Kingstonians that see with the imagination and not with the eyes. The eyes can tend to confuse us and get us into many troubles. But the imagination, when we see with the imagination, we tend to have a far superior understanding of the issues confronting us as a city, which means and ends our problem-solving skills and approaches usually will be far more secured when we see with the imagination. So that's part of our project and our policy approach in the city of Kingston. And so it's not, the city of Kingston is not only about the tangibles and tangible projects, but underlining all our tangibles is this intangible that we have to nurture and culture and give freedom to the imagination within our city. And for us, the imagination must come to center stage if the city of Kingston is to become the center of the Caribbean, period. Now, when we speak about the center of the Caribbean, we are seeing beyond what is. Because there are some persons may say, well, we are the center now. But here again goes the imagination. We are seeing beyond what we now refer to as the center of commerce and politics and economics. We are seeing beyond this center. So the center that we speak about is a far more glorious center. And that is our vision in the city of Kingston, which means that the creative industry and the creative mind is central to our vision. As a matter of fact, it is the engine, it drives this vision of ours to make Kingston the light of the Caribbean Sea, the pearl of the Antilles. Culture and the creative industry and the creative mind is, as I've said before, a pillar, a major pillar on which we intend to build the economy, well, both the economic, social, and environmental resilience of the city of Kingston. So it's foundational to our vision. The city of Kingston has approximately 700,000 residents, which is about 25% of our population. It is the commercial center of Jamaica. And this is the engine of Jamaica, really. So it is really pivotal. So any improvement in the city of Kingston, the attaining of the vision of the city of Kingston would really transform the Jamaican economy. So it's not just that we are focusing on Kingston for Kingston's sake. It's that as the mayor of Kingston, but we also understand the importance of a vibrant, an economically successful Kingston, a creative Kingston. We understand how important this is to driving the Jamaican economy. The creative industry for us is, and this is a big discussion at the municipality, the creative industry constitutes a major engine to building and growing the city's economy. We cannot transform the city's economy, Minister, without the creative industry. It is important to the city. It is what I would say, we have a competitive advantage as a city in the creative industry, and we have to use that advantage to the benefit of the city's economy. And that is where we are going as a city, and we are committed to it. We are committed to building the creative industry in order to build the economy of the city, and then hence building the economy of our country. This is the randomness now that is creeping in. So there's something else, Minister, that we want to speak of, because we work closely with the ministry, and the minister is perfect for the mayor, and the mayor is perfect for the minister. Yes. So I believe we can achieve far more as a city because of the working relationship we have, and outside of the working relation, our social, and how easy it is to interact. For us, the traditional approaches and what we would refer to as traditional fears, we cannot make Kingston the light of the Caribbean Sea, the pearl of the Antilles, without courage, without displacing the traditional fears, without confronting with the imagination the problems and difficulties that confront us as a city. The creative industry there are many issues surrounding the creative industry. And if we don't confront those issues and with courage, sense of purpose, and commitment, we are not going to move the city forward. We are not going to promote and establish the foundation for the creative industry. And so I hope there is understanding, and I'm trying to hide what I'm really saying, but I hope you are getting to what I'm saying. Minister, what I'm saying, the problems that confront us will require new approaches, and it will require courage. It will require explanation. At times, we'll have to sit with our people and explain to them that this is the path. For us, for Kingston, we are competing not only with other cities and towns within Jamaica, but we are competing with cities in the Caribbean, Latin America, and indeed on the international community. We have to, there are certain benefits we have as a city. For example, we have probably a few beachfront properties that we can leverage to the benefit of the industry. But those beachfront beachfront, seashore, coastal, but there are many entertainment events, for example, that would love to use those properties for huge entertainment events. We don't have a lot of them within the city of Kingston. And if we discard them, then it means that our advantage in that area would dwindle. As the mayor of the city, and one who is positioned in the city to compete in this industry, I am saying, Minister, and I'm saying to you all, that we believe it is within us. We believe because of the importance of the imagination, because the imagination is what we should use to solve problems, not the eyes. So we can find the solutions to many of the difficulties we face. And if we can't find the solution to these issues, I don't believe that we can truly take our place within the Caribbean as the true leaders of the Caribbean. And I say this without reservation, and I'm concluding now, that for the Caribbean to be strong, and we say this without fear, for us to have a strong Caribbean, Jamaica, the city of Kingston, has to play a leading role. There is no way we are going to get a very strong Caribbean without a strong Kingston. And Minister, let's solve our problems. And I'm glad you are the minister, because I know we can sit together with your staff and the municipality and solve the problems we have and confront the issues and then explain them, the solutions to our population. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
And thank you, Mayor Williams, for creatively creating a picture of the creative city of Kingston that is in his imagination. Thank you for that picture, sir, that you so creatively created. Thank you. And then it is fitting, ladies and gentlemen, that the person who is the perfect fit with should be speaking next. And that person is none other than our dear minister, the Honorable Olivia. And for the foreigners, she's also known as Babsy Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport. Minister?
Thank you. Thank you, Granville. His Excellency Ambassador Jean-Michel Depal of France, Her Excellency Inez Fernandez of Cuba, Ambassador Celia Haber of Mexico, High Commissioner Laurie Peters of Canada, High Commissioner Philip Riley of South Africa, His Worship the Mayor Senator Delroy Williams, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Mr. Denzel Thorpe. I must tell you, my permanent secretary's just been with me for a month. And I'm telling you, we're like a house on fire. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Mrs. Jennifer Griffith, Mr. Yuri Peshkov, representing the UNESCO Regional Office of the Caribbean, Mr. Everton Hannam, Secretary General of UNESCO National Commission, Under Secretary of Trade, Mrs. Simone Betton, representing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeremiah Knight from the U.S. Embassy, Dr. Dennis Howard. I have to specially recognize Dr. Dennis Howard was part of that initiative for the city to be declared a creative city, and for the team that has worked from 2015. I'm going to ask you to just stand. That's the Creative City Steering Committee, Nicola Madden-Gregg, Dr. Dennis Howard, and the rest of the team. James, could you just stand and be recognized? And of course, it's shared by Dr. Stanley Nye. So we have to big you up this morning, right? I also want to acknowledge the presence of the members of the Entertainment Advisory Board and Mrs. Ola Yinka Jacobs-Bonnick from the British Council, my ministry staff, media, and if I've left out anyone else, enough respect. It is also my pleasure to see my colleagues and friends from the Diplomatic Corps who are strong supporters of culture and have been partners for my ministry in the areas of entertainment, culture, and sport. Ambassadors, High Commissioners, I thank you for your partnership and support. I'm really on a high this morning because we're the hottest thing on ice with our bobsled girls. And our skeleton competitors made it to the next round. So, you know, yeah. It is my pleasure to welcome representatives from so many diverse cities across the world that were brought here by Jamaica's most valuable yet undervalued export, reggae music. In 2017, the IMF's World Economic Outlook GDP estimate for Jamaica was 14.6 billion US, of which creative industries represented approximately 5% or 730 million US dollars. Music represents close to 2% of that total, yet these numbers does not tell the full story of reggae music and its impact on the poor and dispossessed of the city, who created 6 distinct genres of music. Those genres are mento, ska, dub, rocksteady, reggae, and dancehall. Within the last 50 years, reggae music was and has been the soundtrack that creatively conveyed powerful insights into the very heart and soul of Jamaica's working class and the unemployed. Reggae music is universal. It is spiritual, and it is political. It is fitting, therefore, that music brought us here in Kingston, Jamaica, where the Ministry of Culture is hosting our first UNESCO Creative Cities of Music Subnetwork meeting, having been designated a music city 2 years ago in December 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the next time we meet like this, we will be hosting a UNESCO Creative Cities annual meeting of over 100 delegates right here in Kingston, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. I must tell you that as Minister of Culture, I feel I'm in the right place at the right time. And the mayor is in the right place at the right time. It's like we were made a perfect fit. And we are really going to make Kingston the heartbeat, the place to be in the Caribbean and this side, right? Kingston is a cultural city that is so diverse and so exciting that the plans that we have lined up for the city, you will want to come and come and come again. So I'm just putting you on notice. This is where you're going to want to be. As a creative city of music, we have been involved in showcasing the musical diversity of Kingston within the UNESCO Creative City Network by supporting artistic exchanges with other cities. The first exchange included composer Peter Ashburn and the Ashes Band participating in the 151st anniversary of Katowice, Poland, in the I Love Katowice concert. Again, in Hamamatsu, Japan, where the avant-garde music group Nomads represented Kingston at the Hamamatsu World Music Festival in 2016. In that same year, veteran reggae artist Freddie McGregor received a Gold Award for positive music that uplifted Afro-descended peoples of the Americas and participated in master classes and a cultural exchange with the city of Bogota, Colombia, contributing to the professional and artistic exchanges that are the bedrock of the Creative Cities Network. During 2017, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, in partnership with the University of the West Indies and the University of Technology, hosted the Imagine Kingston conference that looked at how culture and the arts can practically be used as catalyst for change to the urban environment. More importantly, it was a convergence of ideas about research and data collection within the rubric of this UNESCO designation. It was also in 2017 that both the Ministry of Culture in Jamaica and the Ministry of Culture in Colombia began to explore a research and data collection project to create a satellite accounting system for the creative industries within the context of the Colombia-Jamaica Joint Commission. It was the first time that a culture project was presented to Colombia under a joint commission agreement. This project will provide technical assistance to develop robust research and measurement mechanisms around music, culture, creative industries, and the arts. In the coming weeks, the ministry will sign a MOU with the British Council to support cooperation in the area of culture, entertainment, and sport. And I refer to sport as physical culture, especially in cultural heritage and built environment projects for agencies like the National Heritage Trust, Institute of Jamaica National Gallery, and the Sport Museum. Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide, Australia, and Glasgow in Scotland have representatives here at this meeting, and both cities have best practices that cities like Kingston can learn from. I hope that the conversations and sharing that will arise during the course of the meetings will look at how cities that lack capacity in one area can be bolstered by other cities within the network that are able to provide support in technical areas of cultural mapping, cultural data gathering, and cultural data analysis. I'm sure that the music cities will find a model that can be replicated across your network of other creative cities. I note that some delegates head festival offices or are directors of culture, and some cities have linked their music offices and the creative cities to their city department of economic affairs. It is telling that music in these cities are considered an economic activity and are therefore linked to their departments of economic affairs. Whereas in Jamaica, we continue to haggle over providing tour support to an artist. I am assured that the representatives from Adelaide, Amarante, Daegu, Glasgow, Hamamatsu, Hanover, Carterwich, Norrköping, and Kingston will meet over the next few days to discuss a number of topics, including music diversity and ways to integrate cities of the Global South into the UNESCO network, as well as discuss broader issues of free movement within the context of closing geographical borders. In your deliberations, I hope that concrete solutions will be proffered to increasingly complex global problems that can only be solved in partnership with each other. As Bob Marley said, live for yourself and you live in vain. Live for others and you live again. Ladies and gentlemen, it may well be music that will solve the world's crisis. Finally, I take pleasure in announcing that the ministry has concluded an agreement with the estate of the late graphic designer Michael Freestyle Thompson, creator of the iconic Reggae poster competition and other Kingston and music design imagery, to use one of Michael's design as the symbol and logo for Kingston, the creative city of music. Using a Michael Thompson design will be a fitting memoriam for an artist that was passionate about Kingston, passionate about music, and passionate about music and art as forces for change, especially in our urban landscapes. I want you all to take advantage of being here, to our visitors, being here in Kingston. I want you to have lots of fun. I want you to let your hair down. Eat lots of jerk, chicken, pork, fish. Enjoy our food. Enjoy our music. Enjoy Kingston. We're a city of one love. I thank you and I wish you a very, very productive meeting.
Thank you very, very much, Minister Grange, taking that look, a little look back, but most important for bringing us up to date, bringing us the news about where we're headed and all the good possibilities ahead of us. Thank you so much for that. We can depend on you to the other part of the fit, Mayor Williams, to bring us the good news, provide us with the news bite, Minister. Thank you so much. And now we are just about at the end of this morning's session, but we need to say thanks. And to do that for us, we are going to invite to move the vote of thanks Mrs. Nicola Madden-Gregg, a member of the UNESCO Creative Cities Steering Committee and a past president of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. Mrs. Madden-Gregg.
Thank you very much. Honorable Olivia Babs-Green, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, His Worship the Mayor, Senator Denroy Williams, His Excellency Ambassador Jean-Michel Depaz, Her Excellency Ambassador Inez Force Fernandez, Her Excellency Celia Haber, High Commissioner Laurie Peters, High Commissioner Philip Riley, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Denzel Thorpe, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Mrs. Jennifer Griffiths, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Yuri Peskov, who is representing the UNESCO Regional Office, Mr. Everson Hanan, Secretary General of UNESCO, Music City delegates, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. Yes. I think this morning is truly exceptional and something that will be kind of put down in history as a one-of-a-kind event. And we should all take note as we sit here that we were here. Since 2015, we embarked on a journey to have Kingston, the heartbeat of Jamaica, designated as a UNESCO Creative City for Music. What is notable is not so much the music history of the city, but how quickly and easily so many varied entities came together to work on this shared vision. At the time, I sat as president of the JHD and eagerly joined the steering committee that incorporated a wide cross-section of Jamaicans, ready to share the talent, creativity, and visionary works of so many gifted artists and musicians. Jamaica, and in particular the city of Kingston's music history, is authentic and impactful. It is through our music that brand Jamaica continues to reach across the world and impact persons in far-flung nations to dream about one day coming and heading to Jamrock. Last year, we welcomed over 4.3 million visitors to our shores. And the rhythm, vibes, and beat of Jamaica is among the top reasons they came. Today, as we embark on the meeting of the UNESCO Creative City Subnetwork, it is important to recognize the contribution of the joint efforts of the Ministry of Tourism, under which at the time the Entertainment Board sat, and the support in particular of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, the Ministry of Culture and Entertainment Advisory Board, which has continued the excellent work, partners such as the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, and the University of the West Indies Mona Institute of Caribbean Studies. We'd also like to thank the kind sponsors whose contribution will serve to enhance this week's meeting: Liberty Hall, Institute of Jamaica, Opa Restaurant, Red Stripe, British Council, the Bob Marley Museum, the Peter Tosh Museum, Anchor Media Group, and Jesse Royal Music. Today, there are now 31 music cities in the UNESCO Creative City Network, 13 of which were added in October, and I understand will be inducted in the June annual conference. 10 of the cities are present today, which the minister has mentioned those names before. I was going to try to run through them, but the pronunciation is a bit difficult. But we really appreciate you coming here to Kingston. As we say, it's a heartbeat of Jamaica, and we hope that you will leave your heart with us here in Kingston. Music can change a mood in just a few notes. It can make a person truly introspective or bring a smile to a person's face or movement to the hips. It can calm a distraught individual or bridge what seems to be an impossible divide. Besides the 6 musical genres we have created in Jamaica, Jamaicans have a broad appreciation of many musical forms. Yes, we listen to all sorts of things, and I think that is part of the fact that, in truth, Jamaica is, as our motto says, out of many, one people. So we are not shy in terms of appreciating music from all over the world, and I'm sure those of you from the other countries and the other cities will share some of your music with us. Music has the ability to transform lives, heal unspeakable wounds, and create positive vibrations, all while, as the mayor pointed out, hopefully providing tremendous economic opportunities. As the minister said, together we can ensure that we capture and document our music history in a way that for future generations we'll be able to truly utilize that to transform lives, both from a point of view of a spiritual upliftment, but definitely from an economic point of view. We thank all the delegates who are here today in Kingston, the heartbeat of Jamaica. We know that the level of share will ensure that you will leave this conference with a significant creative energy that will reach across the globe to continue the transformation of all our cities through music. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here. Please enjoy Kingston. And we are in Reggae Month, so you have come at a fantastic time. And I know Gillian has a fantastic itinerary for you. And we thank you all again for being here with us as we celebrate through music.
And we thank you for so ably moving the vote of thanks, Mrs. Martin Gregg. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see on your program that coming up next will be a questions and answer session. But I must tell you that the Honorable Minister cannot stay with us for much longer. Today being the ceremonial opening of our Parliament, she has to be there. So, Minister, I don't know how much longer you can. The mayor will take the questions intended for you. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Questions and answers. Comments? Gillian? You want to be up here? I think you maybe should moderate this section of our program. And we're going to allow time for a small photo session before we actually go into the questions. So we ask you to bear with us while we do that.
We're requesting that the Music City delegates actually come here and take the pictures with the head table. Hamamatsu, Daegu, Adelaide, Glasgow, Katowice, Hanover, Idananova, Amarante, Norrköping, Pyongyang, Mr. Hill, Kingston. I'm fine. I don't stand on ceremony. So you're going to be... Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to field questions. Are there any questions? Rosina Moda, identify yourself, and do we have another microphone back there? Rosina Moda, I'll introduce you, Rosina. Rosina Moda, Music Unites. And Rosina, you can speak about all of the work that you have been doing in relation to the Samuel Felstedt Foundation. True.
So it was a wonderful time. We had main singers and singing there in a concert, so it was really exciting. My question to the United, to the Creative City of Music Kingston is now. We had a little discussion here with my friend Stephen. I said, Stephen must know that he explained that the Creative City of Music status was given for
Thank you, Rosina. Thank you so very much. And Rosina has an incredible series that focuses on Jamaican classical composers, and she presents that every year and has been working assiduously in relation to the archiving and preserving and preservation of Jamaican classical music, which is one of our little-known secrets. So it is an opportunity for us. I know that Hamamatsu, I know that Daegu and Hanover and Katowice and Glasgow, all of you have and Norrköping, all have very strong classical, Euroclassical traditions, and so it's an opportunity for us to come together. Rosina is able to advance that case in relation to us partnering and collaborating even more in those areas as opposed to the traditional areas that we have been partnering in terms of music. So thank you very much, Rosina, for that plug. Are there any other questions? There being no other questions, nothing for the panel? Mr. Peshkar? Yuri? No? You wanted to say something? Awesome.
Yes, well, actually, I'm looking forward for further exchange during the meeting time and maybe outside with some cocktail, so we can really exchange on what you are doing, what you can share with the Caribbean. As I said, this is a very first experience, and for me, coming to Jamaica, of course, I knew some, but when I started to study and to explore Jamaica, I found out so many diverse cultures, diverse approaches, and of course, creativity. So this is a very first experience in the Caribbean, and we are encouraging also other cities, such as Curaçao. We might expect them to join also the music network, since they have jazz festivals, ongoing annually. There are some other cities that might join, the crafts or literature. So we are looking forward really to develop and to encourage cities to join the network here in the Caribbean.
Thank you very much, Yuri. And I must say that Yuri himself is a classical guitarist and his wife is a dancer. So he is very, very much infused in the culture and the arts. I'd like to make a correction to say that Jamaica, and Kingston, Jamaica, is not the only creative city of music within the Caribbean. Nassau was also declared a creative city of folk art and craft. So, but we are the only creative city of music in the Caribbean, but not the only creative city so designated. So just a small correction. Any additional questions? Yes, sir.
Mine is not a question, but I wanted to thank Mrs. McDaniel and her team for all they have done to ensure that we have reached to this stage, and especially as it relates to the conference. Have you slept since Tuesday? I don't think she has. I don't think she has. So I wanted to put your hands together for her. I know that she won't be sleeping until about Sunday? No, she's saying Monday, but because she has to come to work on Monday, the only time she'll be getting to sleep between now and then is Sunday. So as I indicated before, she has put together, a very exciting week of activities, and the delegates can look forward to a lot of excitement and learning about the music city of Kingston.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to acknowledge, thank you, PS. Thank you very much for that for your gracious comments. It was a team effort, as you know. The entire ministry was helpful, and as well as my division and the Entertainment Advisory Board. I want to welcome the presence of Jessica. Jessica, please tell me what you pronounce your last name for me. Bangele. Bangele. Awesome. Jessica is a musician out of South Africa and a prayer warrior who opened the Bob Marley celebrations last Tuesday. February 6th is the celebration of Bob Marley's birthday, and she opened that prayer session. The Bob Marley Foundation thought it fit to bring her here to celebrate the entire Reggae Month with us. I see Dr. Howard came in a few minutes ago, and I also want to acknowledge Dr. Howard, who will be delivering the Bob Marley annual lecture tomorrow at the University of the West Indies, the Institute of Caribbean Studies. All of our delegates will be attending that, and there will be a panel related to our creative cities. And so I welcome all our guests to actually attend the Bob Marley annual lecture. Yes, Mr. Hill. Okay. Jessica, we have a request for you to close the segment as our guest and to close the segment with one of your singing a prayer. If you would be so kind.
Lashipa isakazuka isikhumba sengqongqo. Vulani indlela kugabuka ubumnyama. Bamba ngasibini singabi nedyudyu. Khandana amachiza konakala ukuhlala. Ha! Namhla sigagene kodwa ndinguyinongqawusa intombi kamhlakazeni wadiliza intaba zikaXhosa. Ndiligube vlemveli utiba ujiyani suba soshubela abantwana ukhala khulu lumla abantwana. Kodwa umdala wadida amantshotshi inkomo zikatiba inkomo zikasijekula. Inkomo zikaNombe ezadlinze emkabhanqo zayikhukhuza zayitshayela zemka nengcambu. Mbanomni nalontu ubonayo. Kamazolwandle yayaluzela na. Hayi. Yipika kwinteke enhle kwilizwe liphela yini namadoda. Hayi. Is it a daffodil in the Rocky Valley? Inyibi bintyanyambe eqaqambileyo enqabeni ezixhotyeni ngaphakathi kwamalwalwa kusini na? Hayi! Nguntu indlu ka-Afrika, the nation's pillar of strength, moving, spinning within the merry-go-round of the rotating earth, advancing our lives, instilling a sense of pride on who we are. In shape you find us. With shape we reach our global dream. For shape is the source of power in fulfilling God's purpose about your life. Inclining marriage oaths in the bright lights, in the midst of flickering fires glittered by gold. Highlight and enlightening the sentimental life relevance and realities. Realities of soul blessing. The glimpse of soul glory is the reflection of patriotic love. The treasure of Almighty Creator's gift within you and me. Ngacha Makawa Sekai, we salute you. We salute you, mind holders of generations, redeemers and releasers of humankind from stumbling blocks and obstacles of our daily living. Men and women of all dispensations, devours of truth, love and peace, conceiving it in your righteous hearts, giving birth to the life-giving pioneers. kade nigqushalaza nisiqingqela ikamva eliqaqambileyo amanqanaba niwagqithile iminqantsana iqabela ningaxeleshanga semva kwaphela naqhoba nafohlela ngezikrweqe zenzondelelo nothando namhla siyatshila siyatshotsha siyanqunqa siyanqumshela sixhantsa sizombelela sixhantsa inongelemba sithi halahoyi 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 hom hom mazijike ziyentilini aphela amadoda kukuhlatywa ngumkhonto ngqukuva. I know it's not easy. This journey to transformation. The hill is not scarlet, it's slippery, but through your compassion and dedication, this world will become a better place to live in. You are the gold. You are the regional gold. You are the continental gold. You are the African gold. You are the global gold. As the ancient times of Egypt, where the oldest gold artifact dating 1352 BC, to the ancient golden rhine of Mapungubwe found in the royal graves of our African kings and queens, to all the astronauts that explore global planet with courage and resilience, Maschilas Choche Madoda, let's celebrate who we are. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on digging deep that hive of prestigious knowledge and wisdom, uprooting the deadly spray poison of ignorance, which can lead to breaking relationships, personal destruction, confusion, and disorderly living. You are standing on the shoulders of the giants. You are standing on the shoulders of those who were there before the history of slavery, because we were there before slavery. Today we affirm that we are the greatest thing that has ever happened. Athuziza uJamaka sijathu ingqongqoliya kwaMbheki inhlamene egwele yokhakha yenguvyo kwaMadiba umalala ejongile emhleqa amagusha kwemilondo ekhaya elancancathile maxhaka-xhakela xhoma amaxhoba lamaxhoba ngentshutshana ngoncuma emfazweni atsho diliza ishumi lamadoda ngaxeshanye kahlani madoda uthi uThabo Mbeki once said, I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the seas, the deserts, the flowers, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. My body has frozen in our frozen in our latter-day snow. It has thawed in the warmth of the sunshine and melted in the heat of the midday sun. Remember, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Remember, we are the ones who have made it possible for the world to trade in gold, in diamonds, and the food our stomachs still yen. We are the grandchildren of Nongause. We are the great-grandchildren of the warrior men and women that in science Kukunelet, the patriots in Pepu and Kachoyo took to battle. The soldiers Mushwashwa and Gungunyane taught never to dishonor the cause of freedom. We come from all those who were transported from India and China, whose being solely the fact that they could provide physical labor. Those who taught us that we could both be at home, but foreign. Those who taught us that the human existence itself demanded freedom as a necessary condition for human existence. Remember, we are the ones we've been waiting for. The human presence among all these, the feature on the face of our native land that's defined. I know none there can challenge me when I say I'm an African. Oh, Tinato Zazwago Sutukanganto, Gobalento Matoto, and Yolonto. Say, Mandinia Gabafas Balenda Bon Tagat. Decham. Ding.
I am sure delegates did not realize that they would come in the presence of a South African priestess when they came to Jamaica. And so it is. That is the wonder of this city called Kingston. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please have a productive meeting and an enjoyable day.
Are you going to stay for a bit with the...
I think so.